The most valuable square inch of land on Earth isn't a gold mine or an oil field. It is a clean room in Taiwan. If these machines stop, modern civilization doesn't just slow down, it ceases to function. Welcome to Built and Broken. The Island Fortress. 90% of the world's most advanced chips, the ones powering every iPhone and Nvidia AI, come from a single island, Taiwan. TSMC isn't just a company, it is the Silicon Shield, a technological fortress so vital to the global economy that its survival is the only thing preventing a third world war. But being the world's most important partner makes you the world's most dangerous target. In the crosshairs of two superpowers, TSMC is the prize that no one can afford to lose and no one can afford to destroy. The Prophet of Silicon. The story of TSMC began with a radical bet. In 1987, Morris Chang saw a flaw in the industry. Giants like Intel designed and built their own chips. Chang proposed a pure-play foundry, a company that would build everyone else's designs but never compete with them. They laughed at him. They said no one would trust their secrets to a third party. Today, those who laughed are standing in line, begging for capacity. Morris Chang didn't just build a factory. He built the stage where Apple, Nvidia, and Tesla perform. Atomic alignment. Inside Fab 18, physics is pushed to its breaking point. We are talking about features measured in nanometers, where a single dust particle is like a mountain. Here, ASML's EUV machines transform light into logic. TSMC has mastered the art of atomic-scale manufacturing, printing billions of transistors onto a surface no larger than a fingernail. It is a process so complex that it cannot be replicated elsewhere, even with the same machines. It requires a silent army of engineers who live and breathe the pulse of the silicon. The unseen architect. You don't see the TSMC logo on your iPhone or your graphics card, but it is the invisible hand inside every device you touch. Without them, Nvidia's AI dreams remain lines of code. Without them, the cloud evaporates. TSMC is the silent architect of the digital age. They are the only ones capable of turning the world's most complex designs into physical reality. This total dependence has created a dangerous imbalance. The entire world is running on a heartbeat that originates from a single point on the map. The fragile fortress. But this fortress is built on a fault line, both geological and political. Taiwan is one of the most seismically active places on Earth. A single massive earthquake could paralyze the global supply chain for years. Combined with the constant shadow of a potential invasion, the world has realized it is too late to diversify. You cannot simply build another TSMC. It takes decades, hundreds of billions of dollars, and a culture of precision that cannot be bought. The world is trapped in a room with only one window, and the glass is starting to crack. The Great Silence. Now imagine the impossible. You wake up one morning and those clean rooms in Taiwan are plunged into darkness, whether by a massive earthquake or a rain of missiles. This wouldn't just be a company halting, it would be the unplugging of modern life itself. If TSMC production stops for just 3 weeks, $5 trillion of global GDP evaporates instantly. Apple stops making iPhones, Nvidia's AI revolution hits a brick wall, and car factories are forced to scrap tens of thousands of vehicles because they are missing a single chip. The global economy experiences a cardiac arrest. Because TSMC isn't a competitor you can simply replace. It is the ecosystem itself. The hostage of atoms. But why can't anyone else just step in and fill the void? Because building a TSMC fab isn't just about money. It's about building a civilization. It requires a $20 billion budget, the world's most precise mirrors from ASML, and the collective intelligence of thousands of PhD engineers spanning decades. Intel and Samsung are burning billions to catch up, but the laws of physics are unforgiving. In this sub-nanometer war, the know-how TSMC holds is the greatest technological hostage situation in human history. If Taiwan falls, the clock of technology winds back 10 years, and those 10 years would be the darkest decade the modern world has ever seen. The broken shield. The rise of TSMC was built on the promise of a globalized world where chips move freely. But as trade wars intensify and the silicon shield becomes a target, that promise is breaking. We have reached the limits of physics and the limits of geopolitics. What happens when the world's most vital resource is controlled by the world's most vulnerable island? Empires are built, principles are broken. This is built and broken.